Okay, going back to it, I forgot to have Mandy press the record button. We're looking at the SI units and how they're related. So we now know the seconds. Everything is based upon a natural phenomenon. All right, the length of a meter is based on a natural phenomenon. A kilogram in mass is based upon a natural phenomenon. We also have, what other one do we have? Mass, length, time. Oh, temperature. Now, temperature is something that's been kind of on the back burner a little bit. It has changed quite a lot since the time of me growing up. All right, Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit came along and he made this scale. How much am I now? Okay. Fahrenheit came as a scale, and he made a tube, and on the tube he put graduations. Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then he used it. And he found out that 32 degrees Fahrenheit was freezing water, and 212 degrees was boiling water. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's very cumbersome. It's very, very difficult for some people to grasp on the fact that we have 32 and 212. All right? And it wasn't being utilized correctly. I mean, people weren't understanding it. So Celsius came along and said, we're going to say this is 0 degrees Celsius. We're going to say this is 100. Do you notice it represents the same physical concept, freezing and boiling of water? And then they distributed 100 ticks in between here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this guy made the tube and then used it. This guy used it and then put the tick marks on it. Well, then science progressed in the 1960s and 70s. Science progressed even more. And there's a gentleman by the name of Kelvin who said that theoretically, using two gas laws, Boyle's and Charles' laws, he determined that there's a point at which all molecular motion stops. What does that mean to have all molecular motion stopping? Molecular. Everything is down to nothing, right? So this is called 0 Kelvin. All right? Theoretically, that's it. Now, so when he used this thermometer, and it came at this point, it came to be 273.15, give or take, Kelvin. And now this one is 373. So he was using the Celsius thermometer, but he did this. This is what happened. Okay? With that, this is based on a natural phenomenon. Absolutely, all molecular motion stops. If you notice on the Fahrenheit to Celsius scale, I have something with the label that I don't have with the Kelvin.
A degree thingy.
A degree thingy. That's right, a degree thingy. And this degree thingy is only for this as degrees because they're, I don't know why, but Kelvin has decided that these are pure numbers based on a natural phenomena. We have tick marks. So if we are 1 Kelvin, we are 1 from absolute 0, 2 from absolute 0, 3. They're just like, it's like saying, if you're counting the chairs, Jalen is 2 chairs from the end. All right, 2. Whenever I say 2 degrees, we just say 2 chairs. So that is what we're going to be using for our temperature. Are there any questions on that one? None. Okay? We've already covered the metric system. I'm not going to go through that very much. That is something that we've used quite a bit. Not too worried about it. But as we go through here on your Google Classroom, there is pressed the wrong one, didn't I? There is this little PowerPoint that has rules for scientific notation and whatnot, and also for dimensional analysis. So that I want you to look at on your own. Okay, because I'm not going to reinvent the wheel there. But let's look a little bit more on the scientific notation. Okay, on a calculator, and you know me, I love my phone. Do you guys love your phones?
Not right now.
They are the worst. They are the worst calculators in the world. and I will put that on YouTube, and if Apple doesn't like it, or any of them don't like it, well, they can contact me. Okay? The reason I do not like them, does anybody have their phone on them?
Yeah.
I do.
Yes.
Haha. Okay, I'm going to show you something about okay, here's my calculator. See this lovely little calculator? All right. In science, you have to turn it this way. Okay, we have a clear button. Now, in scientific notation, does anyone know what I mean by scientific notation?
Yes. The number times 10 to how many zeros there are.
Right. So if I have the number, this number, and I write it like that. In science, we would write it like this. We don't use commas in science. Why don't we use a comma in science? Ella knows this one.
Oh, because when we do like the point, we think like it's like 1,000, and like the comma is like for a point.
Right. Because in most cultures, most countries, the comma is this. 0.2. True story. Okay, when I correct Tom or Jonas's or Ella's paper, when they write, if they're going to write the answer, it says the answer is 7.62. That's how they write it, because that's their decimal point.
Nice.
It is. Okay. So again, what is the whole purpose of science? The purpose of science is to bring us into one type of language. So we recognize that. I mean, I think the United States is the only country that probably has the decimal point as a period. So again, this number, 560,000, would be written like this, with a space between it to say that so we can count it better. That's the only reason there's a space there, for counting. Excuse me. This rule of scientific notation is you can only have one digit in front of it, yes? So we understand it to be there. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We move it to here. So how many did we move it?
5.
5. And there's our answer. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now we get to the calculators. Our calculators don't do that. If you're using your iPhone as a calculator, and I'm not suggesting you do, and I'm going to tell you why here shortly, because it doesn't, when they built, I love, Steve Jobs was a wonderful man, and he built this calculator into the phone, which is great, but he forgot, one important thing, it does not follow the order of operations very well. Okay? And it's not, it does things, but it doesn't always do them the way you think it should be done. So if I'm going to plug in 505.6, I have 5.6 and I use this button right here, EE, with me?
Mhm.
And I'm going to put a 5 here. I get the number, correct?
What is EE?
EE means times 10. That button, EE means times 10. Right?
Mhm.
So if I have numbers, if I want to go 6.02 EE to the 23rd, that's what it looks like on your phone. All right? With me?
Yeah.
So you can use your phone. However, sometimes I have found out in some of the mathematical stuff, it's very cumbersome. All right? A new one, if you were to buy a new phone right now, a new iPhone is what, around $900?
1,000.
1,000? Okay, not buying one. Okay, I'll keep this one until it dies. Okay, okay, watch. 1,000. $15. Okay? $15. And sometimes at Shopko, you get them on sale for $4.99. Okay? All right. So this is an on button. It's on the same process. I don't know if you can see it on here, but do you see right above, right there is the EE?
Yep.
Right? Same thing, 6.02 I could do, if it's in yellow, I'm going to push that yellow button, 23, and enter it. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, scientific notation. How many digits can be in front of the decimal? One. All right? And how far you move the decimal is what that exponent is. All right, how would I write a number that's very, very small?
Like 0.0000.
Yeah.
Negative exponent.
Okay, so you have this. Okay,
Should be 1.5
1.5.
times 10 to the negative
21.
5.
Okay? Yes?
Yes.
This.
Because I'm counting it 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm moving it to here, right?
Yep.
Now, purposely, now some of you are going insane because I'm in the United States because I'm not making it as a dot. But Caitlin's just going, Mrs. Wells, this may fix it for you. Okay?
Majority of us.
And the majority are okay. But the reason behind this is because in science, when we're taking down data, when we take down data, some of us are very quick about it and we don't know if it's a comma or if it's a period. This eliminates that problem if you just put the space in there, like that, to count.
So why does America do it differently?
Because we are different.
Because we're like.
Because we're
You know what it is? I'll tell you very honestly, Rachel. For us to transfer into the metric system right now today would cost billions and billions of dollars.
I
To change
understand
a period
that
to a
part,
comma?
but
Yeah.
like what? Okay.
Oh, the numeric one? Because we have
Yeah.
mathematicians that want to stick to the old way.
That
Mathematicians
makes
would
no
We'll
rather
sense.
die anyway.
mathematicians would rather do this. They had this 1, 2, 3, and they're going to put them as close together as possible so you can't count them. Okay, I'm done being on a rant. Okay.
Sure.
My mom went on a rant last night for like an hour.
Okay. If you have a big calculator like this is the $100 special. Now again, watch. 1,000. 15.
Sometimes on sale for $5.
Or you need to go with the 109. All right, the 109 is a good calculator too, especially if you plan on going into math or science as you get older. The thing about the $109 one, it has, sometimes you have to put it in the right mood. I call it the mood, the word is mode. Okay, on the mode,
Scientific.
you can put it in normal, meaning you can just type it in, or you can put it in scientific notation already. You can float your decimal. I want to give you an example of that. I'm going to put it in the scientific notation, enter, and I'll just show you what that looks like. So, 25000, okay, enter, and see it puts the scientific notation for me right away. Okay? Now, does everyone understand that part? Okay, well, how that works.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to my mode. I'm going to put it in a different mode. I'm going to use a floating decimal. Okay? Floating decimal, and we'll see what that does. Wait, let's not do that right away. I'm going to show you something. Okay, let's take two numbers. Let's do 1.23 EE5 times, give me another number. 2.7 EE1. Okay, got it? And there's my number, right? Okay, so now I'm going to put it in a different mode because I only want to have this. So I'm going to put the same number in it, and I should get it. What happened?
Oh,
Took away. I gave it a floating decimal of 2. So when your teacher says, I want it to the nearest hundredth, you can make this calculator do that for you automatically.
oh.
Okay? Beauty on this one. Again, you notice it still uses the double E right there. I don't know if you can see that. The double E is right there. All of them. Whether it be on your iPhone, on your $15 special, or on your $109 calculator, EE is all the same. I mean, that button means times 10. Clear?
Yes.
Clear.
So wait, the floating decimal, how many points you want behind that?
Yep.
Okay.
So, like, for example, let's say you're in accounting. Well, you can't spend a half a penny. So you wanted everything rounded to the nearest hundredth of a dollar, right? A penny, nearest penny. So you can make this calculator do
What
that
is
for
half
you.
a penny?
I don't know, half penny is worthless. I think it sometimes is too. Okay, here we go on, the next thing I want to show you is a process known as dimensional analysis. And dimensional analysis, excuse me, Tom?
Yeah. Well, we're looking at our grades
Okay,
in chemistry.
not important right now.
Okay.
Okay, in
It's a professional.
dimensional analysis, it's like,
What's the point of that if you're just drawing it?
in dimensional analysis is taking what we know about stuff. What are some things you know? How many, we always went to the time, how many centimeters are in an inch? Anybody know?
No.
Okay. Oh, metric, 2.5.
It's on your phone.
2.5. This is 2.5 centimeters.
Yes.
Okay, if you do a handstand, most people's handstands are around between anywhere from 17 to 25. All right? Handstand from here to here.
Oh, they're talking about like
Okay?
handstands.
About 25.
Like,
Yours
yeah.
probably, I would say about 25, maybe 30. Okay?
Except for me.
All right? So when so what I suggest for you to do is to learn a little bit about that. It's just the same thing. If you're doing temperature, if you know that water freezes at 0, room temperature is at 20 degrees Celsius, and your body temperature is about 39 degrees Celsius, and it is really, really hot outside when it's 45 degrees Celsius, and water boils at 100. If you know that, if you know 4 things, 0 is freezing in water, 20 is room temperature like this, 39 is body temperature if you're not sick, and 100 is boiling. 39. Okay? So if you're in that range, if you know those things, it'll help you in your transfer. If somebody says, oh my gosh, I went up to Canada and it was like 10 degrees outside. Canada uses Celsius. 10 degrees. So what would you wear? You would wear a sweatshirt or a coat, right?
I would wear a t-shirt.
Okay, you wear a t-shirt.
Like I'd probably go
Okay. How fast did the fastest guy in the Olympics? How fast did he run the 100?
real fast.
How no?
No.
How? 9:54.
9:54.
So he traveled.
Hey, I probably can run it. I'm just kidding.
Why does it do that?
Because I hate it.
No, I know that. but-
Okay. All right. Excuse me. Okay. If he runs 100 meters in 9 point, you said what? 5.4?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. 5.4 seconds. Right?
Yeah.
How many kilometers per hour is that? Okay. Now, this is how listen, everyone, up here. Not on the computer, up here.
9.58.
Okay. We are going to say he ran 100 meters in 9.54 seconds. Yes?
9.58.
Sorry, 9.58. Okay? We're going to figure out how many kilometers per hour. So this is my numerator. So he went 100 meters in 9.58 seconds, yes?
Yep.
My goal is to get into kilometers per hour. So I look at my meters and I think, how can I change meters into kilometer? I know that 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. 1,000 meters,
So he ran 0.0.
1 kilometer. Yes?
Yep.
Okay, notice in my numerator is a meter, and in my numerator now I'm left with a kilometer. Do I want my numerator to have a kilometer?
Yes.
Yes, so I have that.
Seconds and hours.
Okay, so now I have seconds down here. We're going to do piecemeal, okay? We're not going to put a bunch of stuff together. I have seconds here, so my label goes seconds, because if I cancel, if I do, what do I know about seconds? I know there are 60 seconds in
1 hour.
1 minute, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay? I look at this again, I have my kilometers, but I do not have my hours yet, I'm still in minutes. So now I go ahead and I think, okay, I put minutes up here, because I have minutes down here, I put minutes up here, and I know there's a relationship between minutes and hours.
60 to 1.
So this is my numerator. So I multiply all my numbers in my numerator. Okay. And then I multiply and I do all my numbers in my denominator. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And I divide those two numbers. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I multiply them out, divide them out, and I'm going to figure it out. Does anyone have a calculator handy?
Yes. 3, 6, 0, 0, 0, 0 divided by
No more
9,
than before
5.8.
that.
Yeah, I have those.
You said 3.
Equals 3757.82881.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Someone else needs to calculate. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, but
I don't know how to calculate.
that's actually really the thing.
Is that it?
It's true, actually.
Yeah.
70 miles per
How
hour.
much is it?
3757.8.
Oh, wait.
3757.8.
It's 30.
She's short
Like
too.
37.
Discrimination.
Oh no.
Yeah, 37.
Did I put the points in the right spot?
No.
Oh,
That's what it says for mine.
but it's probably
Why would it be
37, yeah.
95.8?
I don't know. What is it?
It should be like 958.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Is that more better?
Yeah.
then it's 37.57.
Okay.
So you're the wrong one.
37.578.
Yep.
Okay. So he's roughly running
Facts.
37.6 kilometers per hour. Now, let's recap this a little bit. The important part is not how fast he's running kilometers per hour. The important part is to see the process of dimensional analysis. On each one of these, are these two the same thing?
You're right.
Yes. These two?
Yes.
Okay, we know for a fact you can multiply any number times 1 and you get that same number back. Now we have the option to choosing what that 1 is. In this case, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. 60 seconds is 1 minute. We can determine this. Okay? This is going to come into play later on in many of our problems. This is called dimensional analysis. Now again, because there's examples on your PowerPoint, and you can replay this thing, and I can give you other values and stuff, but you can do it in your assignment now in your book on dimensional analysis, scientific notation, and the SI system, so you can do 2 textbook assignments. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions on this? We'll stop the video.
How do I stop it? Stop and upload. Okay. Got that.